Welcome to the Arsenal Precinct. How are we doing this beautiful, beautiful day? Before we proceed into the topics, what are the topics for today? We're going to talk about VAR. We're going to be voting. Will VAR be staying or will VAR be extinguished? We'll find out. I'm going to talk about Sesko is being linked to Arsenal. Will that link be backed up by potential move? We'll discuss that. So before we get into this nitty-gritty and the conversation, be kind enough to strike the like button, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. For those at the back who didn't hear me for the first time, I'm going to repeat myself. Like the video, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. So let's start from the first topic, which is VAR. According to reports, David had an exclusive that the Premier League clubs are going to vote again whether to keep VAR or to scrap VAR. And I find it very, very ridiculous that we are still having this conversation in 2024. VAR has had some controversial, highly profile controversial moments, which is normal. There is no utopia where things are perfect. I don't understand this quest for virtue signal where people are seeking for perfection when we know it's impossible to have perfection. But can you mitigate to the best minimum how to manage the imperfections? Yes, there's no perfection. Like, why are we always dwelling on the small part, which is it's human nature. We just like to focus on the bad part, which is most of the time minuscule, over the good part. Now, VAR has made high profile mistakes. The referees, in my opinion, while the operators have not been good enough, that's been across broad. There is no target on any Premier League team, even though it might seem in some way, but I don't think there's a deliberate target by the referees to just be inconsistent with certain teams. It's just how poor the referees have been. I'm going to improve them, improve their salary, in my opinion, improve the incentives so you can bring in more IQ individuals who will be interested in being referees, make the refereeing job lucrative, make it a career that can feed a family. You see more people getting involved so you can get the best of the best. That's how you incentivize people to join, and you can from there get the best of the best, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about VAR itself. You cannot tell me, you cannot convince me VAR has not added value. That's added value. There's a reason why you brought VAR, because we wanted to mitigate and reduce to the best minimum the human error and the human mistakes. But it's still there because it's still being operated by human beings, right? But the fact that we are now focusing too much on negatives of VAR, which is not as much as the positive of VAR, is where I have my problem with you, a lot of you. You cannot tell me VAR has not done great for the Premier League. It has for football in general. But somehow we just want to focus on the small negatives, which most of you will overly embellish, most of you will overly highlight over the positives. Now, I saw this tweet from Charles Watts, a journalist I watch. I respect, but my respect for him beginning to diminish. Let's read this tweet. It will never happen, but I will scrap VAR in an instant. I can't stand it. The fact that you can't celebrate a goal properly without the doubt in your mind is a real killer. It's the most joyful thing in football, and it's been taken away. The in-stadium experience is awful. Charles, this is poor from you. Objectively poor. It's your opinion. But guess what? If I said my opinion is 2 plus 2 is 7, some of you look at me that I'm crazy. Now, you are more concerned about your own personal dopamine hit or the joy, the in-stadium experience over the legitimacy of a goal. No, I'm sorry, Charles, this is awful from you. This is extremely awful from you. No, I didn't expect this from you. See, you cannot gaslight people that can think for themselves. I understand a lot of people follow you and they might suspend their brain. No, I'm an independent thinker. I respect your journalism. But on this one, this is idiotic. There is no way my personal dopamine hit, my personal ecstasy should supersede the legitimacy of a goal. Now, let's flip it around. When Garnacho scored the goal that was legitimately ruled offside against Arsenal at the Emirates, did you enjoy the dopamine hit? I would like to ask you that, because sometimes you people want to use emotions to cloud logical judgments. I get it. I would love to celebrate a goal without having doubt in my mind. But for the greater good, to make sure that an illegitimate goal is not being considered, we need VAR. As much as you don't like it, it saved Arsenal from conceding an illegitimate goal against Manchester United. I saw my goal bridge last month sharing the same sentiment. Oh, I don't like VAR. Although without VAR, Man United will not be in the FA Cup. He's a Ten Hag inner supporter, right? He wants to keep Ten Hag. He believes that the whole problem at Man U is not about Ten Hag. But yet, if not for VAR, there's a 90% chance, right, that Manchester United hierarchy, the Indians will have sacked Ten Hag if known that Ten Hag had qualified for the FA Cup final. And how did he qualify for the FA Cup final? Was the last minute goal that was considered that Coventry City scored was legitimately ruled for offside, which, if not for VAR, that goal will have been ruled as legitimate goal, and Man will have been knocked out. They will not be. They don't mean the final, and perhaps by now Ten Hag will have been sacked. So, as much as you want to highlight the mistakes of VAR, why don't you give VAR the plaudits for the good calls? No. We're going to beam the light solely, highly on the mistakes of VAR and not talk about the greatness of VAR. That is hypocritical. That's disgusting. I don't respect that. We should bring balance to conversations. There's no perfect utopia in the world. Let's bring absolute balance to conversation. We are going to discuss the bad. We are going to actually discuss the good of it. And the good, for me, objectively, logically, empirically, outweigh the negatives. If personally, your emotions, your feelings, the negatives is what you hold dear to your heart, that is your personal problem. Deal with it. I'm sure logic and objectivity will take control, and I'm sure they will keep VAR. I understand Wolves and the manager are pushing for this move. VAR will not be scrapped. We need it. I acknowledge the mistakes of VAR. I'm not an idiot. But guess what? I'm sorry. There's more good that VAR has done than the bad. All we need is to continue to improve the referees, right? Retrain the referees, bring in better referees, and it to reduce it to the barest minimum. There is not an absolute perfect scenario. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So this VAR vote that's going to take place in June, I think logic and objectivity will triumph, and they'll keep it. Now, can they vote to make it better? That is, for me, the progress is to make it better. Like, we brought in VAR because of referees are making mistakes. Now let's take it out because some of you are angry about your dopamine hit. Sorry, that's on you. Now, let's take VAR and let's go to the next piece of news. What's the next piece of news? The next piece of news is Arsenal are aggressively being linked to Sesko. So, according to this journalist, Sam Dane, Arsenal have strong interest in Benjamin Sesko and are considering a summer move for the Slovenian international. Understand that rival clubs believe AFC, which is Arsenal, are now in pole position to sign the striker should they choose to formalize their interest. So there's interest there. If Arsenal choose to go, so there's a preference for Arsenal, which is good. I like him. He's a player that is still raw, he's still young, but the attributes are there: the quickness, the height, the guile, the pace, the dribbling ability is there. He still needs a bit of refining, but you can see, just like when I saw the younger version of Isaac, even at my reservation, you can see the movement, the pace, the guile, the height is there. So I like the player. I like the player. I would love Arsenal to sign him if possible. That's not my call, but personally, if you look at my library, I've made a video regarding this Sesko. I like him. I would love Arsenal to sign him. I like the profile, the height. I like the athleticism. I like the fact that he has relative experience playing the Champions League. Even he's a young player. I'll prefer to bring in on a Sesko for Kai Havertz than an Nketiah. With all due respect to Nketiah, right? I just think Sesko is a different level to Nketiah. And we saw the limitations of Nketiah this season. As we continue to improve and compete with Man City and try to compete in Europe, we need to bring in players of a different quality. He's young, he's still raw, but trust me, he's better than Nketiah. This is not me shading Nketiah. I'm just calling it for what it is, for the benefit of this conversation. For the benefit of this conversation, When we play the Carling Cup and the FA Cup, this coming season, we need to do well in the Cups. I understand there are mitigating circumstances that made us not do well in the Cups. Injury, squad depth has not been great. So this time, we need to plan the squad and squad depth appropriately so that in a Carling Cup and the FA Cup, we can actually try and win them this time. Hopefully, we can build a sustainable squad that has fitness, quality, and relative quantity. We need to play with a player like Sesko. You can coming in for Jesus, for Kai. You are confident that the quality doesn't drop significantly. Like he's a player that 20 has played at least two campaigns in Champions League, right? Scoring some good goals, has the experience, the skill set is phenomenal. They'll join a team like Arsenal where he can develop. He will still give likes of Jesus and Kai quality competition. I don't think Nketiah is giving Kai or Jesus any kind of competition, in my personal opinion, and we can see it for ourselves. So Sesko will give Kai competition and Jesus competition. He has availability. There's no significant injury to him, so he's a kind of player we should be trying to get, especially when we saw his agent in the match against Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium. Even though we saw his agent at the Stamford Bridge Stadium and the Mine Stadium, we know how his agents like to try to shop around and move around their clients around clubs, trying to see which club will be interested. But according to reports, something just said there, Arsenal are interested, and if we formalize our interest, the player will consider choosing Arsenal ahead of any other team, which is fantastic. The project at Arsenal is very attractive to a lot of players, a lot of agents. So I can see why Benjamin Sesko, even at 20, will want to come and join an Arsenal team that you can see the potential of winning is really there. So let's see how it develops as we progress into the summer. One more game to go on Sunday for the English Premiership to be around us. So before we have summer business going, all kinds of links. So you can see there is something there. Even before now, there is something there, but it's looking like Arsenal are about to firm up their offer regarding Benjamin Sesko. So what guys do you think? Do you like him? Do you appreciate him? Let me know in the comment section. Is he a player you rate or you don't rate him? You think he's too young or you think he's not good enough? Let me know what you think about Benjamin Sesko in the comment section. And regarding VAR too, let me know your opinion regarding VAR. You want it scrapped? Give me a logical reason why you want it scrapped. And you want it kept? Give me some reasons why you want VAR to be kept for the officiating of the English Premiership. So guys, on your way out, be kind enough one more time to like the video, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time, for those at the back, and those who came the first time, like the video, thumbs up button, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Very, very important. So that'll be all for now, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you guys on the next one.